Hello everyone, this is Michael from PreventPanicAttacks.org, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 top foods you must avoid for your anxiety. So let's start. Avoiding certain foods that contribute and worsen stress and mental disorders is the first step to an effective anxiety treatment. This is an absolute crucial step that must be considered at all levels because the foods we eat is the number one contributing factor to our overall health physically and mentally. To summarize, the food you eat will have influence on your anxiety in either a good way or a bad way. Our internal chemistry starts to change only within a few minutes of eating our food, so make important choices for your health. Let's start with the worst one that has the highest impact on depression, panicking, phobias, and anxiety disorders. Consistent use of alcohol makes anxiety worse, triggers panicking, and causes abnormal behaviors, especially in people who are already overly stressed, have depression, or suffer from anxiety disorders. Just some of the few dangers of alcohol consumption includes heart disease, cancer, high blood pressure, liver disease, and stroke. And it doesn't stop there. Other health risks of alcohol consumption includes negative psychological effects, including depression, destabilization of blood sugar levels, interference with sleep, worsening of anxiety, violent behaviors and suicidal thoughts, social and family problems, poor memory and inability to learn quickly, in other words, very poor performance in your actions, miscarriage in pregnant women, and drowsiness, which can obviously lead to a motor vehicle crash and other injuries. Our next one on the list is caffeine. Limiting caffeinated foods should be a top priority for those with anxiety and depressive symptoms such as panic attacks and compulsive behaviors. Caffeine stimulates the nervous system, which can increase anxiety symptoms and trigger panic attacks. Try to evaluate all forms of caffeine in your daily diet to help reduce your intake as much as possible. It's best to never exceed 100 milligrams a day. The top sources of caffeine include coffee, tea, chocolate, cocoa, soft drinks, soda, especially energy drinks. Those can really make your heart race. Our next food on the list is sugary foods and drinks. Foods high in sugar raise your blood glucose levels. The spike in sugar levels can then lead to an increase in panic attack symptoms and often mood swings. When the blood sugar levels drop, it may cause an irritable mood state, leaving you feel depressed and sometimes triggering anxiety in some individuals. People who have blood glucose disorders such as hypoglycemia are more vulnerable to the effects of high sugars. Here's the takeaway. If you're experiencing any form of anxiety disorder, especially panic attacks, then try to keep your blood sugar levels as stable as possible. That means stopping the following foods: soda, Diet Coke, artificial juices, sweets such as cake and cookies and frosting, candies, sugary cereals. That's right, those might be your favorites, but it's crucial in limiting your intake as much as possible, especially if you're suffering from an intense anxiety and panic disorders. Our next food on the list are processed foods. Processed foods stress the organs and the body due to the heavy amount of additives, preservatives, and high salt content. The British Journal of Psychiatry, as well as other researchers and studies, have all concluded that processed foods can lead to psychological risks and damaging mental health problems. Processed foods to avoid include processed meats, such as hot dogs and canned meat, fast foods, artificial desserts, refined sugars, refined grains and refined oils, diet foods, anything that's fat-free, low-fat, or sugar-free products, factory farmed meat and farmed fish. All those are highly processed foods which can, well, you guessed it, have negative side effects not only on your anxiety, but your overall health. The next food on the list is salty foods. Too much salt depletes your body of potassium, which is a very important mineral that is needed for the proper functioning of the nervous system. Salt also increases your blood pressure, which can trigger panic and anxiety attacks due to the strain it puts on your arteries and the heart. Limit your intake of salt as much as possible. High sodium foods can be found in frozen dinners, processed foods, fast foods, canned foods such as vegetables and soups, pickled vegetables such as olives, pickles, sauerkraut, bacon and salted ham, tomato sauce can, some cereals, and salted peanuts, popcorns, pretzels, and potato chips. Now remember, It's very important to limit those 5 foods I just mentioned. Even better if you avoid it, especially if you suffer from any type of anxiety disorder, including OCD, panic attacks, phobias, worries, fears, and so on. Want more great videos? Subscribe to our channel today to get video updates and visit our website at preventpanicattacks.org.